Russia launches over 100 drones and missiles. Third straight night of attacks hits Ukraine. Kyiv, Dnipro, and Odesa under fire. Power infrastructure targeted again. Welcome to Prepper's News. News and global events with a prepper's perspective. I use a computer-generated voice because an injury makes my own voice difficult to understand. Now, let's take a closer look at what happened and why it matters. This update covers the latest Russian missile and drone strikes against Ukraine and what they could mean for the rest of us. Overnight from Sunday, May 25th into Monday, May 26th, Russia launched one of its largest combined air assaults in weeks. A total of 53 drones and 55 missiles were fired at targets across Ukraine. Ukrainian air defense systems intercepted 37 drones and 46 missiles, according to official sources. The attacks targeted multiple cities, including Kyiv, Dnipro, Kharkiv, and Odesa. Explosions were reported in civilian areas, with several injuries and significant damage to infrastructure. Ukrainian authorities confirmed that energy facilities were among the primary targets, a pattern we've seen before when Russia tries to degrade civilian resilience ahead of larger offensives. This marks the third night in a row of large-scale aerial strikes, signaling a sustained campaign rather than a one-off event. This latest wave of attacks marks the third consecutive night of Russian missile and drone strikes, showing a deliberate effort to wear down Ukraine's air defenses and disrupt daily life. By targeting major cities and energy infrastructure, Russia appears to be aiming for psychological and logistical pressure, not just battlefield gains. Ukrainian officials say these attacks are part of a strategy to exhaust their air defense systems ahead of further ground operations. The repeated focus on power facilities is also a tactic we've seen before, meant to create blackouts, weaken morale, and make civilian life harder as the conflict drags on. For preppers, this is another sign of how modern warfare targets infrastructure as much as military assets. Grid failures, communications breakdowns, and civilian displacement are part of the battlefield now. This wave of strikes comes at a time when Western nations are stepping up military and financial support for Ukraine. Some analysts believe the timing is no coincidence. Russia may be trying to demonstrate that increased aid won't deter it, and may even provoke stronger responses. These back-to-back attacks show Russia is willing to expend large quantities of munitions in quick succession. That kind of operational tempo could indicate preparation for a larger offensive, or it could be intended to force Ukraine and its allies into a reactive posture. Meanwhile, tensions with NATO remain high. Although these strikes were confined to Ukrainian territory, the scale and intensity are a reminder that the conflict continues to carry risk of miscalculation or spillover. Statements from Russian officials in recent months have included warnings to Poland and other neighboring states, raising the stakes for the entire region. For preppers, this is a signal to keep paying attention. A wider escalation, whether deliberate or accidental, could have consequences far beyond Eastern Europe. While the fighting is centered in Eastern Europe, the ripple effects continue to spread. Large-scale missile strikes like these can shake global markets, disrupt energy supplies, and put pressure on already stretched supply chains. If the conflict escalates, we could see impacts in areas like fuel prices, food imports, and even cyber attacks reaching Western targets. This is also a reminder that in modern warfare, civilian infrastructure is a target. That means power grids, communication networks, and transportation systems, things we rely on every day, are not off limits in a major conflict. Preppers should factor in the possibility of infrastructure disruptions, even outside of direct conflict zones. Keep watching for signs of expanded involvement, strained alliances, or retaliation in less conventional forms. The threat may not be a mushroom cloud. It might be an outage, a shortage, or a shutdown. The recent strikes are part of a clear pattern. This war isn't winding down. It's adapting, intensifying, and testing the resilience of everyone involved. The more advanced and frequent the attacks become, the greater the risk of missteps that could pull in other nations. For preppers, that means staying informed isn't optional, it's part of your readiness. Watch how this develops, and keep assessing your own supplies, plans, and contingencies. If you found this update helpful, hit like, subscribe for more news with a prepper's perspective, and check out our website for more prepping news and guides. There's a link in the video description. Thanks for watching Preppers News. Stay alert, stay prepared.